Oh, a video on how to shotgun in Destiny? Step 1, point in general direction. Step 2, fire. Man, that is the most original comment I have ever written.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I do it for the fam. Trying to put food on my table going ham. PYT says she knows who I am.
Hey guys, what is going on? This is Mike or Geekermon, and welcome back to another Destiny video. So today we are going to be talking about how to shotgun in Destiny. Now yes, the Matador is a beast right now. It's borderline OP. I think that's just a lack of primary strength more than anything. But right now it is one of the strongest guns in the game. Either way, there is still a lot to be learned when using a shotgun that will take you from being a good PvP player to a great PvP player. And hopefully today's video is going to help you bridge that gap. So today's featured comment comes from Sky, who said, "You are a beast. You're my favorite Destiny YouTuber. I hope that you reach the 100K subs." Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to be featured comment of the day, all you have to do is like the video if you enjoyed it and leave me a comment down below. Love talking to you guys and love hearing from you. And I pick out a new featured comment every video. Alright, so my first tip would be to slide more. A lot of players, especially lower level PvP players, don't take advantage of sliding. So a couple things happen when you slide. One, your hitbox changes and you actually get lower to the ground, which means people that are trying to snipe you in the head or do a 2-tap with Hawk Moon or try to hit you with a pulse rifle, they're going to have to readapt and try to aim down in order to hit you. The other thing that's good with sliding is it allows you to bridge the gap between you and the opponent with a route that you wouldn't normally take, which means where they're aiming is not exactly where you're going to be. And that leads us right into tip number 2, which is stop sprinting so much. Now, sprinting is important. It's a hugely important factor when you are playing Destiny. But if you sprint around every corner, I guarantee you're going to die more often than not. Because of the way the radar is designed and because of the way people can prepare for you to come around a corner, if they have a shotgun or a fusion rifle or a sidearm or a quick sniper rifle, they can take you out. Especially if you're not running Jug Shield, they can take you out very, very quickly. So use your sprint, but use it in areas where 1, you know it's safe, and 2, you're trying to push or you're trying to get a big advantage. Don't just sprint around the entire map around every corner. There's a lot of times where slowing down, going around the corner with your gun out and ready is going to get you the kill, as opposed to just running right in there and trying to make something happen. And that leads us into tip number 3, which is be less aggressive. Now, before you're freaking out like, holy cow, I have a shotgun, I'm going to be more aggressive. There are ways to be smarter when you're being aggressive. If you're on Bannerfall and you're on the outside where the tree is for the outside heavy ammo, don't sprint out there with a shotgun trying to kill a guy that's on the far side of the map. If he has anything but another shotgun, he's going to have 2 or 3 seconds to be able to kill you, and most of the guns in the game have a time to kill of 1 to 2 seconds. So you're going to be at a huge disadvantage if you try to push long hallways, if you try to push outside on certain maps, sniper lanes, really any area where it's a large gap for you to close. If you have a shotgun, it's always better to take a different route. Go on the side if you have to, just don't go right out into the open. You're gonna die, you're gonna get frustrated, and you're gonna get killed by the teacup sidearm and be really, really upset. The way to solve that is to use the map a little more strategically. Stick to the outside of the map, stick to the shorter lanes where you know that somebody's coming through a doorway, you can get in there and get that kill much, much closer than trying to bridge a huge gap. Closing the gap in Destiny is easy, but you have to be smart about it in order to do it successfully. Now, probably the biggest tip that I use personally for shotgunning is to crouch. I use crouching all the time, probably more than sprinting. If there is a corner and I know somebody's coming around it, I will crouch, disappear off the radar, which most of you that have played the game for a couple years know when you crouch, you take like a second off of the radar completely. This is perfect if somebody's pushing you, because a lot of times when I see someone disappear off the radar, my first thought is that they've turned and they've run away. So I will push through, and the amount of times that I have pushed through a doorway and gotten shotgunned by a guy crouching is too many to count. But I'm not upset about it because I do the same to other people. I will crouch, 2 or 3 guys will come in trying to get some heavy ammo, and I will take them out 1, 2, 3 because my shotgun has full auto on it, and I'm not even on the radar. It's a small tip, but it will help you. Use your crouching. You'll be surprised how unaware your enemies become when you start to crouch. All right, now the next tip is a pretty simple one, and if you have a Matador, you don't even need to worry too much about this, but when you're going for perks or you're going to choose your shotgun, go max range. Don't worry about stability. Don't really worry about reload speed. I mean, it's important, but the most important perk is range. So you want to try to get high impact and high range. Go for rangefinder, rifled barrel, reinforced barrel, crowd control to get the damage up. Perks like that are going to give you a huge advantage because if you can outrange your opponent, especially with a shotgun versus shotgun, then you're probably more likely to win that fight. All right, now this next tip is a tip I usually give, but recently I've been trying out some different combinations. So what I would say, if you're running a shotgun, pair it with a longer ranged weapon. Something like an NLB, a Mida multi-tool, a pulse rifle, really something that's designed to be more long range. Don't pair it with something like a Doctrine of Passing, a Last Word. Now take that with a grain of salt, because if you're aggressive enough and you play well enough, Last Word and shotgun can be a deadly combo in a 6s game mode. I would never recommend that for Trials of Osiris or something like 3v3s, but if you're in 6s, that can be absolutely deadly. For the most part, it's going to be better to have a longer range primary when you're running a shotgun. The flip side of that is true when you're running a sniper. I recommend something like a Doctrine, a Grasp, a Last Word, something like that. So you want to have a nice balance because it allows you to get both long range and short range kills. The other guns that are surprisingly good that pair with a shotgun are the Palindrome, IS Luna, that whole tier of hand cannon. They have so much range as a hand cannon that you can really put them with a shotgun and not have to worry about it too much, because there aren't places in Destiny most of the time. There's a couple big maps, but most of the time there aren't a ton of places where if you have a Palindrome or an IS Luna and a shotgun, you're not going to be able to reach them. You can get to them somehow, and the range of your hand cannon is still going to be good to outgun most snipers in a lot of situations if you fire first. Now, I'm not discrediting snipers at all. I love snipers. I probably use them more than shotguns. I'm just saying right now, especially with the flinch in the game, you don't have to worry too much that a sniper is going to beat you from a long distance. If you can tap them with a pulse rifle or tap them with a hand cannon, you're going to be good to go. Push up, kill them with the shotgun, or just finish them off with the hand cannon. All right, so the next tip is to time the trades. Now, you and I both know that with shotguns, you trade all the time. Snipers too. Fusions and sidearms, it's less so. Usually one person has an advantage in those situations. But with shotguns and snipers, there are a ton of times where you both fire and you get a post-mortem kill. You're dead, but you still got the kill. So what I would do is time the trades. When you get killed in a trade, or you lose a trade, what would have been a trade because you don't fire fast enough, think to those situations and try to figure out, one, how much earlier should I have fired? You don't want to fire too early because I've done that before, and you fire, they still have health left, and then they kill you. There's this perfect time when two enemies are coming at each other where your shotgun is going to kill them if you fire first. Now, if you're too far away, they'll have health left, and then they'll kill you. If you fire too late, you may not get your shot off, and then they're going to kill you. So a trade means you're close. You haven't died and lost the battle, but you just have to practice a little more of the timing of when you're going to fire your shotgun, and that'll help you win those trades. Now, the next thing is a very simple one, but very, very useful. Keep an eye on special ammo. Now, this is less true for shotguns than it is for snipers, at least in my opinion. I always feel like I have more ammo with my shotgun than my sniper rifle, but it may vary person to person. All I'm saying is when you are out there in the battle, a lot of times it's easy to get caught up with pushing the rift, trying to play the objective, capping the zone, and if somebody picks up special ammo and you die, that special ammo disappears. So just try to stay aware of where the special ammo boxes are, when they're dropping, try to stay alive long enough to pick those up. Now, this next tip I didn't think was something that should be addressed, but I watched an Allier video where he plays Destiny for he got to level 400, so he had to play it quite a bit. But he did not aim down sights with his shotgun. And it was driving me crazy to watch this video because he's firing it like it's a semi-auto shotgun and he's not aiming down sights. And all I could think the whole time was hold the left trigger and aim down the sights. Your range and the spread of your shotgun bullets really, really narrows in and allows you to get farther range when you aim down sights. Even with a shotgun, if you're point blank, just take a second to bring your sights up. It will make sure you always get the kill and you won't be left hip firing somebody and then having them at half damage to turn around and kill you. Now, my last tip is something that I talked about in my sniper video, which if you haven't seen it, I'll link it down in the description. But what I said in that video is to find your sensitivity. And a lot of people, I recommended a lower sensitivity because I snipe on 3 and I know a lot of the professional YouTubers snipe on 3. And I had a bunch of people go off in the comment section and tell me they do perfectly fine on 10. And so if you play on 10, that is wonderful. If you play on 1, that is wonderful. It's totally personal preference. But my recommendation for a shotgun is to play a 4 or 5 sensitivity. Usually I will play a 5 sensitivity with my shotgun and I'll play a 3 sensitivity with my sniper rifle. You have to find your rhythm, try out a whole bunch of different ones, but don't go right to 10 like this is Call of Duty because I promise you it's not worth it. For your everyday gamer, a lower sensitivity is usually better. All right, so a few more class-specific tips for you guys. 1, blink can be deadly, but know that it has been nerfed and it is not as powerful as it used to be. Everyone used to run blink shotgun, but now when you blink, it takes a while for you to be able to pull your gun back up, and so a lot of times if you're coming down on an enemy after a blink, they'll be able to get the shot off on you before then. Maybe try control jump with Bones of Ao if you're running Blade Dancer, or with your Warlock, try the float. Focus burst is not as bad as you think, and the floating can really be deadly. One other thing I see a lot is when you're running Shade Step on a Hunter, Shade Step sideways. Don't Shade Step forwards or backwards. If you're pushing into a shotgun fight and you're going to Shade Step up to kill the guy, most of the time if you're coming right at them and you're Shade Stepping, they can kill you mid Shade Step, especially if you're coming at them. So if you're expecting to Shade Step and fire your shotgun right away, try to Shade Step at an angle or sideways to where they have to adjust their shot and you are over to the side and can get a better angle on them. The one last thing is when you're using Jug Shield on the Titan, I know you're using Jug Shield on that Titan, know that when you ADS your shotgun, even if your Jug Shield's up, it's going to disappear. So I see a lot of people that die because they're floating at somebody with their Jug Shield, and the person's waiting for their Jug Shield to disappear, and right when they get close enough, they aim down sights to fire, and when you do that, your Jug Shield disappears, you're vulnerable, and you can probably get killed pretty easily. Now with that, it's all a timing thing. Just practice, know when the shield disappears, know when you're weakest, and know how to time your shotgun shots, and you guys will be good to go. Alright, that's it for me. If you did enjoy the video, make sure and smash that like button. It means so much to me, and it really helps this channel grow. And if you want to see more Destiny content like this, make sure you subscribe to join the Geek Squad. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next Destiny video. Peace.
Yeah.